Welcome to the Radical Job Shop Show, where leaders of some of America's most vital and under-the-radar small businesses go deep and get gritty about what it takes to build a bold, profitable, and impactful shop. I'm your host, Emily Joann Wilkins, founder of Marketing Metal, the anti-agency that helps machine shops, fabricators, and custom equipment builders craft a radical brand that leaves behind a legacy.
This next conversation is with two students from Northwestern University, Casey and Lance, who are already making waves in the machining world. Together, they founded FeedLogic, a startup using vibration analysis and machine learning to help CNC machinists optimize feeds and speeds, cut chatter, and extend tool life. In this episode, Casey and Lance share how their idea was born on a formula racing team, what they've learned testing it out, and why they believe manufacturing deserves more attention from the next generation. This is the Radical Job Shop Show.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for being so patient. We had a lot of these today.
Yeah.
So tell us your names and what are you here for?
My name is Lance Locker. I'm the co-founder and CEO of FeedLogic. We are doing vibration analysis for CNC machines to help optimize feeds and speeds. I'm a student at Northwestern University, rising junior. I study manufacturing engineering. So being here, seeing people like you is super exciting and, learned a ton so far. It's been great being here.
Amazing.
And I'm Casey Arveliz. I'm also a rising junior at Northwestern University. I'm studying computer science and math. And I'm partnering with Lance over the summer as a machine learning engineer to develop these machine learning models that will output the recommendations for the machinists.
Amazing. I have so many questions. What's a rising junior?
So we're going into our junior year of
that
college.
wasn't a thing when I was in college.
Yeah.
It's been a while. More years than you think. Okay, cool. So what got you interested in machining?
I've been passionate about machining my whole life. Ever since I was a kid on YouTube, I would love to watch educational content from creators that were making things for themselves, DIY, and oftentimes there would be channels like Titans of CNC who were showing me the ropes of CNC technology. And I never had a chance to actually get into a shop in high school or middle school, but when I got to college at Northwestern, we have a machine shop with a few Haas machines, and as soon as I could get my hands on that, it was love at first sight for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who introduced you to that? Like, how did you stumble on it?
So for me, it was always a passion for mechanisms as a kid. And now that I'm in engineering, it makes sense to me. I love seeing things, how they're built. When I watched as a kid how it's built, it was a great show.
Oh, yeah. Are your parents into that kind of stuff?
So no, not at all.
Not
No,
at
I'm
all.
the only one in my family who's into engineering for the most part and building things. I love getting my hands dirty. The rest of my family, not so much. But for me, I find it amazing.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, so I also grew up watching how it's made, actually, because
Alright.
my dad is very much
Great
into machines. He loves robotics.
Okay.
Anything with moving parts he's into. And so I grew up watching how it's made. So I've been familiar with machines, but never got into it myself. It wasn't until he built his own CNC machine, because he runs a small business for making neon signs. He
cool.
built that machine to cut acrylic, which served as a backplate for these neon signs. And ever since he's built it, I've been very familiar with more or less how they work.
Okay.
Obviously coming to this conference and seeing the amount of tech that's out there is really shocking. I just didn't know all this tech existed after seeing, his machine that he built. But that's how I'm aware of it.
So your dad built a CNC machine?
Yes, he did.
Why didn't you just buy one?
Yeah. He got a bunch of extrusion pipes, literally bolted them on together, a bunch of motors, and he just made it. Yeah, no, he's
Pretty incredible.
very good at, robotics, electronics. That's what he did growing up. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about this product that you have and where did the idea come from?
Yeah, so this is our product for show. Got a little sensor in here that detects vibration, but I can tell the brief story of how we started this journey. About a year or two ago, I joined the formula racing team at Northwestern, and I started making my own parts on the CNC machine. I made my own programs for those as well, but whenever I made programs and set my feeds and speeds for my tools, I realized I kind of was guessing, right? I looked at the data sheet from the tool manufacturer. They gave me one recommendation. I would try it and then see what happened. And I never really knew what the outcome would be. And sometimes I'd face chatter. I've had the tool break on me at times, and it's not fun. And I thought there should be a better way to do this using data. And so that prompted us to use vibration as a metric to correlate it with outcomes and parameters. So we can say you have these certain speeds and depth of cut. We think based on our analysis that your cut will be stable, chatter free, and you can maximize your MRR.
Where are you at in this product life cycle?
Yeah, a good question. We're pretty early stage. As you can tell from the product here, this is very much a prototype. And we've been testing it ourselves at our shop at Northwestern and seeing good results. And the next step for us is getting it in the hands of shops, letting people play around with it, see what value it adds to them.
Okay.
The main use cases we see for it so far are decreasing tool wear, reducing chatter, reducing cycle times, and then also doing vibration monitoring over time. For example, if we can record a healthy cut with a stable cut on this device, and then compare future programs against it or future cuts against it to say, the tool is wearing at a certain rate. How fast is it wearing, and when should you change it out?
Yeah, great. How quick can you crank out more of those?
Yeah, hopefully in the next few months. We're happy to work with anybody. This isn't hard for us to make. The challenging part for us was the software and the analysis.
Machine shops are those who I work with, so I have several customers that would be very interested in testing it out. The guy I was just talking to, while you guys were patiently waiting, as one of my customers, he has several machines.
That's amazing.
And he's super tech savvy. He's using AI in all kinds of creative ways and always down for testing new technology. So
that's amazing. Yeah, that's exactly the type of person we're looking for. Someone that wants to get more utilization out of their machines, try something new, and give us their feedback while they're doing it.
The other good thing about your target market is they can also kind of help you bring it to market, right?
Yeah.
They know people and know how to make things. So
if it's a good enough product, we hope people will spread the word naturally, if it's that useful.
Okay, great. What else?
Tell us a little bit about your marketing.
Well, yeah, I've not been in the hot seat today. I've been asking the questions. Marketing Metal, we specifically work with machine shops and fabricators and custom equipment builders, small job shops that are doing custom work for bigger companies.
Amazing, yeah.
That's kind of where I grew up in my career. I just saw a really big gap in the way that marketing firms were approaching shops, and there's a communication breakdown. They couldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And what marketing agencies were providing is not what the job shops needed.
Yeah.
Really what they need is a solid brand that positions them appropriately to attract the kind of work that they need, the kind of work that they do best. Because as much as a lot of them like to say, we do everything, like, you don't do everything. You do very specific things very well, helping them get really specific about what those things are. And then really showing the people behind the work, because it's still a very relationship-based industry. People want to do business with people that they trust and that they like. We really bring the people into it. I put a big emphasis on the owner being the face of the business and stepping up as a leader publicly, getting their voice out there, getting on shows like this. And they're not always the most comfortable in the spotlight. It's a skill that anyone can learn, and has a huge benefit when you do that. It can take you places that you would never imagine. So kudos to you guys, because I would never be doing this when I was in college.
Thank you. Yeah.
We start with something called the setup. Like every good machine project has a solid setup, right? So it's an hour and a half conversation where we get to know everything about the business, what makes them different, what their customers are like, what they care about, and then I write up a brief that describes what I see as their best opportunities to reach their goals, and then recommend one of our packages. We're a build it and teach them to use it method. Most agencies, once they get you, they want to keep you on a monthly retainer forever and ever. We don't want that. I don't want to keep you on that. That's our approach and why it's different and why it works for shops. They don't have unlimited marketing budgets, and they need more of a different approach.
Yeah. That human-to-human connection is so important.
Yeah.
We hear it time and time again, and it makes sense. And events like these for that are amazing.
Yeah. And coming from young people such as yourselves, it's really good to hear that, because I know, technology's taken over our lives. And so many of us are stuck in our devices.
Well, and also we've heard from every shop we've talked to that getting new talent is a real struggle, right? There's not a lot of people going into this industry. We want to encourage more people to get into it. And we're hoping that even from a technological perspective like this, a lot of the times people that build tech, that build ML models, they overlook the hard tech, the atoms. And so we want to bring attention to that and make sure that this area of the industry of the sector of America doesn't get overlooked.
It has been overlooked for far too long, and it's good that we're bringing it to light again and making it cool again, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have a name for your business?
Yeah, our company is called FeedLogic.
FeedLogic.
FeedLogic. You can find us at feedlogic.org. We have a form on there. If you have a tool that you're struggling with, you have chatter that's being produced or it's wearing down too quickly, put in the information into the form and the material you're cutting with, and we'll take a look at it, do our analysis in our shop with our device, and send you the results for free.
Amazing. I love it. Clear call to action. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.